Storytime with Lana. That's me. Presents Could Anything Else Go Wrong? Ever have a bad day? One that feels as if it will never ever end? And I'm not talking about one of those days where you forget where you laid your glasses, stubbed your toe, and was late for work kind of bad day, but a real, please God, make it stop, unending bad day that a person will remember in detail. That kind? Yeah, have you ever heard that kind? Yeah. Crystal, you have those a lot. I have seen one of those days. There's my little munchkin, Crystal. I was young, a wife, a mother of a 2-year-old little girl, working full time as a night police dispatcher and jailer in a small town on the border of Oklahoma and Arkansas, and was going to college 4 days a week. I was one busy lady, young lady at that. To top it off, my husband was an over the road truck driver and was gone weeks at a time. And I had left my family back in Louisiana. Yep, except friends. I was stuck there all alone. We lived out in the country, had 4 cows to take care of. I milked Bessie every morning, 2 horses, Bo and Sarah, chickens, and a dog named Charlie. He was a beautiful white long haired chow mix. Ain't he pretty? I had a full plate, but I was young and invincible. I could handle anything that was thrown my way, though, right? Well, on this particular day, I was about to see how strong I really was. God was going to try me. It's 8 o'clock on a hot April morning. Get off work, and since there was no school on Friday, I drive the 10 miles home, walk across the street, and pick up my daughter from Granny, as we called her. She was our next door neighbor and just a lovely woman. Lovely woman. Can't talk. Crystal's still sleepy, so put her in bed. And since I was used to being up for school, I was wide awake and decided to get my chores done outside before I laid down for a much needed nap. I usually took them in the afternoon. I hollered for Charlie, but he didn't come. Didn't think much about it, but for some reason, on this day, I felt like cleaning out the feed shed. Oh, to have bottled up some of that energy and saved it for now. Now that I need it. Now that I'm older. Not very much older. So let the games begin. Let's see what you got, Lord. Number one, I found Charlie. He was laying behind some wood. His white coat was crimson red. I thought he was dead. Oh no, Charlie, don't die on me. He was alive, though, so I picked him up and brought him outside to look him over. There was deep slashes across his back. What in the world could have happened? I run him across the street to Granny's. Her husband wouldn't know what to do. He knew everything. I couldn't believe it when he told me that Charlie had a fight with a black bear. My sweet, innocent dog was fighting with a bear. They have bears in Oklahoma. They live close to me. Yep, they do. Black bears. Pretty small ones, but black bears. He helps me clean them up. The gashes were horrible. Bad bear. Gives them a shot of penicillin. They were farmers. And I take them in the house to make them comfortable, and I go back to the shed. Trust me, I was steady looking over my shoulder to see if that bear was anywhere around. That really spooked me. Didn't know they had bears. Something bites me, and it doesn't bite me just any old where. No, that sucker bit me below my belly, underneath the loose shorts I had thrown on. You know where. Come on, you do. Number two, brown recluse spider. And it hurt and started swelling. I called Granny. Thank God for that woman. And she tells me that I should go to the doctor and get it checked out. I'll come over and get Crystal. Just go, she said. So I get in the car and I head for the nearest town with an ER, 17 miles away, which is a good little drive. Not much, but a little drive. Number three, I have a flat tire halfway there. Okay, sure, I can do a lot of things, but fixing a flat tire was and is not one of them. Can't do it. I'm stopped in front of the house, though, and a lovely lady comes out to see what's wrong. She doesn't know how to fix a tire either, so I called the one business in town we live in, a gas station, mechanic shop, grocery store, post office combination, to come fix it for me. But I'm in pain. I need to see a doctor. I was young and heard horror stories about brown clue spiders all my life. I thought my skin, and of all places, was going to rot or I was going to die. One. The nice lady said she'd bring me the rest of the way to the hospital, and the mechanic told me the car would be at their shop when I got back. No worries, just leave the keys under the mat, he said. I was very trusting back in those days. I don't think I'd do that now. I got all doctored up. I'm not going to die, thank God, and called the cab company in town. I needed a ride back to the gas station. Nope. Number 4, they went out of business the week before. I have no ride home. Why wasn't I surprised? But wouldn't you know it, a friend, her husband, and disabled adult daughter, 3 of the few people that I knew in town, was at the hospital, and I happened to run into them. They happily brought me to the gas station. Yay! And we were able to catch up, so that was nice. I have a new tire, pay for the service, and as I drive the 2 miles home, I finally noticed that it was getting darker, much darker, and so I hurry to pick up Crystal before the rain hits. By now, it's probably about 2 in the afternoon. Close to it, anyways. Number 5, Crystal's not feeling well. She has a fever. I take her home, give her some baby aspirin, and about that time, number 6, my heavy wooden front door blew open, hard. A mirror crashes to the floor, pictures start flying off the wall. It was a tornado, y'all. I grab up Crystal, leaving poor Charlie, and run out the back door to the storm shelter. Number 7, there is water up to my waist in the storm shelter from the storms the day before. It was old, had a dirt floor with lanterns on the walls, and I couldn't find the matches. I had to hold my 2-year-old sick daughter up in pitch black above the dirty water until the storm passed. That was really scary. We were fine. There was a few branches down, stuff scattered. Looked at the pasture to make sure the cows and horses were left standing. All good. Sat Crystal on the couch and started picking up things. Looked for Charlie, found him in my bedroom. He was good. Maybe now I can breathe. I needed to breathe. Been one of those days. Whew, what a day. See? It's about 5 now. Granny and her hubby had already came over and checked on us, left, and then a friend from down the road stops by. She was my age, fixed us something to eat. First thing in my stomach all day. She helped me do the outside chores and pick up stuff. We got to catch up on all the gossip in town. It was nice to have some normalcy in my life finally. It was about 10 p.m. by the time she left. Figured the drama was over. I was tired. I had had enough. One of those days where you just had enough and didn't want no more. Maybe I just needed sleep. My dog almost got ate by a bear that I didn't know existed in Oklahoma, but why not? Every other deadly critter did. I got bit by a very curious spider. I had a flat tire. I couldn't find a ride home. My daughter is sick. There was a stinking tornado, and I had to stand in dirty water in the dark. It was time to end it. Crystal and I had our baths, fixing to curl up together in a nice cozy bed. Charlie was safe in the house, away from any bears, and we were all going to get a good night's sleep and forget about today. Alas, no, that was not in the cards. Of course not. Not me. Drama had one more move to make. I had left Crystal in the living room watching TV, go in to get her and turn everything off, and she holds up. I love this picture of Crystal. Number 8, an empty baby aspirin bottle. I had left it on the couch when the storm hit, and apparently, well, it's clear as day, I didn't close it right. I quickly looked around and found a few scattered, but she had digested most of them. Just ate them like candy. Grabbed my keys, grabbed her, ran to the car in my jammies, and rushed her to the ER, the very place I had been earlier. They had to pump her stomach. Finally got home and into bed about 4 that next morning. I will never forget that day as long as I live. If it could go wrong, wrong it went. But we somehow made it through, alive and in one piece, even poor Charlie. Did you learn a lesson from this day, Lena? Why, yes, I did. 2 things to be exact. Don't complain about the small things that go wrong in life. They can be worse. And I found out the rough times prepares you for even harder ones. Because trust me, the harder ones are going to happen, so let the little ones go. That was my bad day that would never end. Very true, by the way. Now tell me in the comments about a day you'll never forget. I can't be the only one, right? Please say I'm not the only one. Somebody else has to have drama. Everyone says Crystal looks like me. Everyone says I look like my mom, but she is the splitting image of my mom, and I'm not. Weird how that works, huh? I don't understand it. Does it skip a generation, or how do you do that? The end. Stick around for bloopers. There's going to be several of them. Side note. I had a cat, and he was snoring behind me, and he wouldn't shut up, so I brought him in my room, and this is how this blooper started. Story time with Lana.
I really feel it like going through my sinuses.
Sarah, please stop. I'm going to record this. Would you stop? I'm going to record this no matter what, because I've got to get it down. Lana, I forgot who I was. Who am I? Story time. Sarah, stop snoring. Okay. Story time with Lana. That's me, Lana. Presents. Could anything else go wrong except this video? Seriously, God, Crystal. Ever have a bad day? One that feels this is if it'll never end. I'm having one of them right now. And I'm not talking about one of those days where you forget where you laid your glasses, stubbed your toe, and was late for work kind of bad day. But a real, please God, make it stop. Please make these girls stop. Would you stop? I've recorded this 20 times, please. Unending bad day that a person will remember in detail. That kind of day. I have seen one of those days. I have a young wife. Thank y'all for shutting up. I don't have a young wife. I was young, a wife, a mother of a 2-year-old little girl, working full time as a night police dispatcher and jailer in a small town on the border of Oklahoma and Arkansas. Y'all listen to this story. I mean, this is a story that y'all will have to do what? I was young, a wife, a mother of 2. I wasn't a mother to 2 of them then. I am now. God help me. Okay, I was young.
Exist yet, Mom.
I know. You wasn't even a thought. I was young, a wife, a mother of a 2-year-old little girl, working full time as a night police dispatcher and jailer in a small town on the border of Oklahoma and Arkansas, and was going to college 4 days a week. Did y'all hear that? I did all that. Mama did all that. Yes, Mama did all that. To top it off, my husband was an over-the-road truck driver and was gone for weeks on end. And I had left all my family back in Louisiana. Yep, except friends, I was stuck there all alone. Can y'all imagine that? Being by yourself? We lived out in the country, had 4 cows to take care of. I milked Bessie. Stop. 2 horses. You remember their names, Crystal? Do you remember their names? Crystal, do you remember their names? You was like 6 or 7 before we got them. No, you don't remember the horses?
No.
Bo and Sarah?
No.
Oh, we had them. Chickens and a dog named Charlie. A beautiful white long-haired chow mix.
Whoop, whoop.
I had a full plate, but I was a young. I had a full plate, but I was young and invincible. I could handle anything that was thrown my way, right? Well, on this particular day, I was about to find out how strong I really was. It's 8 o'clock on a hot April morning. Get off work, and since there was no school on Friday, I drive the 10 miles home. Walk across the street and pick up my daughter from Granny, as we called her. Do you remember her?
Somewhat.
Crystal's still sleepy, so put her in bed, and since I was used to being up for school, I was wide awake and decided to get all my chores done outside before I laid down for a nap. I didn't snore. I was young and invincible. Remember, I didn't snore. I
I
hollered.
bet you sang in your sleep though.
You're never gonna let me live that down.
No.
I hollered for Charlie, but he didn't come. Didn't think much about it, but for some reason, on this day, I felt like cleaning out the feed shed. Oh, to have bottled up some of that energy and saved it for now. Huh, I could just outdo y'all. Let the games begin. Number one, I found Charlie. He was laying behind some wood. His white coat was crimson red. I thought he was dead. Hey, that rhymed. Oh no, Charlie. He was alive, so I picked him up and brought him outside to look him over. There was deep slashes across his back. What are you, my sound machine or something? Hush. What in the world happened? I run him across the street to Granny's. Her husband would know what to do. He was a farmer. I couldn't believe it when he told me that Charlie had Charlie had a fight with a black bear. My sweet innocent dog was fighting with a bear. They have bears in Oklahoma. They live close to me. Yep, black bears.